Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. Let's have a chat. So those of you who follow me on social media, I am sure you're aware that recently I took a 7 days trip to Italy, and it was my first trip to Italy. But above that, what made it more special was that it was my little guy's first trip on the plane. So my last born, he's almost 3 years. He had never been on the plane, but we had talked so much about it. And every time there was a plane in the air, he would be pointing. And the siblings would always make fun of him and say, you're the only one who hasn't been on the plane. We have been to plane to Uganda and things like that. So I think it was really nice that somehow this trip to Italy came. It wasn't something that I had planned. It came abruptly, and I'm very grateful for it. Yeah. So I know you must be wondering how hasn't he been on the plane? So when you live in Europe, most times you can take road trips, you can take the train, so it's very easy to get by with other means of transport. But yeah, so that's the reason why I hadn't been on the plane. We hadn't had really such a long journey. Even though from here to Milan is just 2 hours. But yeah, number one, I'm grateful for the gift of friends. So the friend I went to see is a friend I have known for over 20 years. We went to school together. We did our senior five, senior six together, So in that way, I am grateful that I've been blessed with friends that I have kept for all these years, because sometimes people have friends and then they move on and all that. But somehow I've been lucky that I've kept most of my old friends up to today. And so I was grateful to have that opportunity to go and see her in Italy, in Milan. So I just thought maybe I should bring you on our crazy journey, how we prepared, how we left home, and up to the airport. So this is how the whole story goes. So I just thought that I will divide this video into 3 different parts, because I want to take you guys through the journey when we left Denmark up to Milan, and then what we did within Milan, and our journey back home. So it was on a Monday. That day, Monday in the morning by 8, I had a meeting, so I rushed. I went for that meeting, and after the meeting, I rushed back home. I hadn't even packed. I packed the day a few hours before we traveled. Sometimes I am that kind of person. Pressure works best for me. So I rushed home after the 8 o'clock meeting. By 10, I was home. Packed. And as soon as I packed, jumped on the next bus, went, picked the kids up from the daycare, and we made it to the train station. Now what happens is we get to the train station, suddenly they start canceling the buses. They start canceling the trains, and I'm like, we are always supposed to be at the airport at least 2 hours before takeoff. I started worrying, and I'm like, oh my God. But the only good thing was, luckily we had checked in, because these days with technology, most of the times you check in online. So we had already checked in online, and so on the way we are coming, we just had to check in our luggages. But luckily, just the next train, just at around 20 minutes to 2, so our flight was at 5, 20 minutes to 2, we caught that train from Holbæk to Copenhagen, and then from Copenhagen we caught another train to the airport. So that went very smoothly, and the kids were excited. So I'm gonna put a clip of all that journey from Holbæk up to the airport. And the other interesting thing also, I think I'm so proud of the kids. They did so well. Sometimes when you travel with small kids, you're not, you don't know what you're going to expect. But I'm so proud of these kids. They did so well throughout. And I didn't have to use a pram for my little guy. He literally walked all throughout. As you would see in some of the clips, I'm going to put some of the clips in here. He walked. And so we reached in Copenhagen, the airport. We already checked in. We just had to check in our suitcase, and as soon as we checked in, then we went up to check in, that section where they check the electronics, if you have anything dangerous and all that. So we did that with the kids, and then finally we had to walk in to our gate. And yeah, despite the panic, we reached actually many hours, like more than an hour early. So now that is what the kids do, we have to find. So as we were waiting to board on plane, luckily for me, we found there was a play area at our gate, So there was a play area, and then the kids started playing there and playing. But then suddenly they started calling we should come nearer. Then the kids didn't want. So I switched to giving them an iPad a little bit there. And then finally we get onto the plane. And this is where the highlight happens for me. I wasn't expecting this. As we were boarding, going in, the air hostess, they're greeting us and all those things. And then they said hi to my daughter and then my son. Then I said, by the way, it's my son's first trip on the plane. They're like, what? Okay. Then they invite the kids into the cockpit. And then the kids they stayed there almost like 10 minutes. So I stood on the side waiting for them because I had to leave crate space for the people who were boarding, and I was just standing there. And the kids had such a blast. Velma was so happy because every day he moved from talking about the plane to going into the cockpit to seeing how they fly the plane and all that. So it was really, really, really an exciting adventure for us. And then the other thing also, these small trips within Europe, usually you have to pay or buy the food yourself on the plane. So I packed these oranges, I packed bananas. So you'll also see while we were on the plane, my kids were literally just eating their bananas. And then, also being the first time for Veldem, I think he did so well. He literally was putting on his seatbelt by himself. And when the plane took off and all the things, he was just chill. There was nothing. So I'm really so proud of these kids. But what is the takeaway? Pack a lot of snacks for your small kids. If you're traveling with small kids, there's no shame. You should see how my kids are literally eating their bananas on the plane and things like that. Then it kind of reminded me, those videos sometimes you see these Nigerians eating their fufu and all those things on the plane. I'm like, oh my God. So literally this could be us eating fufu. No, it just brought that. But anyway, guys, enjoy the clip. Thank you so much for being here. Let's catch up another time. Thank you. Ciao. Bye. You guys ready?
A helicopter cutting. Bobby,
yes.
Are you ready for a bumpy ride?
Are you ready for a bumpy ride? You think the train is gonna be a bumpy ride?
Bumpy ride.
Velma,
Ready for a bumpy ride?
keep going. Make sure you don't touch the dog. Can you guys go up? Let's go. Elno, up. Go with your brother. Let's go. My Velma, stand in one place. Still a rolly. You have to look. Okay, let's go. Keep going. Let's look for our terminal. Let's go. Let's go, Velma. Let's go. Yes, he's telling us where to go. Now you. Nej, den var väl. Where are you going? Can you come here? Tell mommy where you're going. No, you're not allowed to go there. Valdemar, Demon Duik. Come, let's go. Well, now we're going to the plane. See? Hello, go. We're going that direction. There's all our those are suitcases coming up.
Where's my wheel? Where's my balls? Where's my Mommy, that's for the team now. That's for the team now.
Whee! Yeah. Yeah, see the bang. Velma, can you wait for mommy? Just can wait for mommy. Emma, go.
No. Velma, kom. Velma, er du i sight? Klæder du? Velma, er du klæder nu? Mama, I'm so excited.
Are you excited? Can I see your face? Let me see your excited face. Oh my God. Go, Eleanor. So, let's go. I'll just take a picture. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
sure, it's no problem. You can do.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Velma, can I see your face? Are you guys good? You need help, Velma, with your seatbelt.
No.
Ska jag hjälpa dig, Velma?
Aviva, take bumblebee, about told, we're ready from a Velma. Velma. See you.
Okay, there's nothing there. You can't see much. Now I have no idea where.